Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to another broadcast from Gumbo for the Soul Radio, sponsored by Gumbo for the Soul's creator, the sensational Miss Beverly Black Johnson, who's also joining us tonight. I'm your mistress, Lady Serenity, a.k.a. Rachel Berry. So happy to spend this exciting hour with you, and happy to welcome my co-host tonight, the best-selling author, Miss Sheila Goss, and also the creator, as I stated, Beverly Black Johnson. Hello, ladies. How are you?
Hello, everyone.
Miss Sheila, how are you? I'm glad to have you co-hosting with me tonight. What have you been up to before we introduce our guest? Tell us a little bit about what's going on with you.
Well, Lady Serenity, I've been busy promoting Delilah and Savannah's Curse. On top of trying to promote those two books, I'm also working on a follow-up to Delilah and another young adult book, which would be the Lip Gloss Chronicles 4, called Secrets Untold. So for all of those who have teenagers and who've been asking about when is the next Lip Gloss Chronicles book coming out, I'm working on it now, and hopefully it'll be out at the end of the year.
All right. Well, you've been a busy lady, and I just wish you continued success and abundance, lady, and I'm glad you're able to take this time to spend with us on the Girlfriend Night. Of course, everyone knows we're honoring Women's History Month and always honoring women at all times because, just sensational things are happening, and that's why we're bringing you this episode tonight with two wonderful women. We'll have joining us soon Miss Gail D. Bishop, and on the line we have now Miss Synthia Saint James. First, let's hear a little bit from our creator of Gumbo for the Soul series, Miss Beverly Black Johnson. How are you? What you been up to, lady?
I am so blessed, Lady Serenity. Hello, Cynthia, and hello, Sheila. It is a blessing just to continue to wake up and use my creativity to flow with the gumbo.
All right. I know that's right. Did you want to give any shout-outs to anyone, or we're just taking it from here? That's fine. Is there anything you want to say of special interest?
Well, you know what? I would always love to give a shout-out to Mr. Bruce George because he is the visionary behind honoring women and hence the birth of Women of Honor, and our follow-up will be Men of Honor. So let's give a shout-out to Mr. Bruce George, visionary producer, and he's at brucegeorgemedia.com.
All right. Glad to do that. Okay. Folks, if you want to call in and speak to our guests, our call-in number is 347-838-9657. Always ready to take your questions and comments. As I said earlier, we have two guests tonight. We're waiting for Miss Gail Bishop to tune in. We have on the line Miss Synthia Saint James, and I just want to tell you a little bit about the guest that we're waiting on, and then Miss Sheila will tell you about Miss Synthia Saint James, and then we'll meet her. Now, Gail D. Bishop is a God-fearing, church-going woman who is a victorious cancer survivor, and even though she's been through a multitude of challenges, she wears a smile on her face and gives thanks to her Lord and Savior every day. She is the president of Gifted to Sisters Network, Inc. in San Francisco, and the amazing spirit that's dancing on the back of Gumbo for the Soul's Women of Honor. She's here today to inspire everyone and to let them know where she gets her blessings from, and how to keep on getting up from there. We honor her. And also our second guest, Miss Synthia Saint James, during Women's History Month. Sheila, tell us about Miss Synthia Saint James.
Well, I'm honored to introduce this dynamic lady, Miss Synthia Saint James. She's an international award-winning artist and a designer of the first United States postal stamp for the Kwanzaa holiday, which I have to say I do have a collector's item of it because I save special stamps like that, and to find out that she was the actual artist, designer of it, I'm just honored, again, to introduce her. She's written or illustrated 13 children's picture books, 3 poetry and prose books, 4 children's activity books, a cookbook, and a postcard book. She's the recipient of the 2008 Woman of the Year Award for the 26th Senate District. She's received numerous of other awards, including a Parents' Choice Civil Honor, a Coretta Scott King Honor, and an Opium Gold Award, all for her books. And on January the 30th, 2010, she received the prestigious Trumpet Award for the Arts in Atlanta, Georgia, which was she was the first painter to be honored with that award. And so she has so many accolades. She received her first honorary doctorate degree from St. Augustine's College in Raleigh, North Carolina, May the 8th, 2010, which is the historical black college where her foundation, the Synthia Saint James Fine Arts Institution, is being established. And she's, like I said again, she's received so many awards. Her paintings have graced the covers of over 70 books, including books by the Pulitzer Prize-winning author Alice Walker, New York Times best-selling authors Iyanla Vanzant and Terry McMillan. So it is indeed an honor for me to introduce Miss Synthia Saint James.
Welcome to the show, Cynthia. Welcome to the show.
That is just, when I hear that, I don't care how many times I ever have to read it or edit it, I go like, wow, what more am I going to do? I have a lot more to do, though. So that's the thing. My mind never stops thinking about what am I going to do next. And I'm very honored to be with this group of incredible women.
You have been a busy lady indeed, and it is Sheila didn't even get a chance to dent all of the accolades that you have posted, and it's just so much, and it's wonderful to be in the presence.
So proud. Yeah, I'm so proud to be in your presence.
Yes.
Well, I'm just having fun. I'm just figuring that we're having like this girlfriend talk. We're not all sitting and looking at each other, but we're having a girlfriend talk.
Yes, we
are.
That's
great.
Let's
honoring each other.
Let's take it back for a minute and just ask you, what did you, we all have our dreams when we were children. So what did you aspire to be, or what did you dream to be when you were a little girl?
When I was 5, I decided I was going to be an artist when I grew up. And I was 5 in New York, and I decided that that's what I wanted to be.
All right.
And I can't remember particularly anything else. I mean, I've done a lot of different things, but that was always the main thing. Yeah.
Wow.
And so now when I speak for children or younger kids' schools and whatever, they always think of me as someone that's an adult that gets to color for a living.
So you knew you were interested in art at a very young age. Did you have artwork around you in your personal space? I mean, did you grow up looking at artists?
No, it was just the siblings. My brothers and sisters are sitting around coloring books and all that. I can't remember anything particular except the joy of doing it and the joy of colors. Not anybody that really inspired me. Later in life, I found out that my dad used to draw realistic drawings, of people, personalities, portraits in pencil. That was just incredible. So that's just part of what's in my DNA. And then, of course, later in life, I found out that my grandfather was Haitian, so that's some of where all that color comes from. So it's just it's just there. And been able to do something very fantastic, I feel, in being able to share the art and then feeling very humbled at how many people actually enjoy it and live with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to piggyback on Rachel's question, what can we do to encourage our children that, they seem like they have this a similar gift? What can we do to encourage them to, continue with it? Because sometimes they get a little discouraged, and that's, you're a good role model, so they can see, someone that looks like them, they're actually doing what they enjoy doing.
Well, the whole thing is that it's possible, and I think that being an artist and growing up, first of all, I'm so glad. I have to tell you, ladies, this. I had a great time celebrating becoming an official senior citizen. I turned 62 in February.
Good for you.
And then I just had so much fun. I made everybody dance. It was a celebration. It's just like, a rites of passage. Now you got another feather in your cap because you've got a little further on. But what I'm going to say is that what's very important, being a child from the civil rights in the 60s, a teenager at that time, for my parents to look at me and think that there was any way in the world that this little black girl could ever make a living as an artist just didn't make any kind of sense. So there's two things that I would say that's really important for artists, all kinds of artists. I'm talking about writers and, musicians and actors and whatever, is that we always have something else we can fall back on. Learn something that can keep you in your house, in your home, or paying the bills and taking care of those necessities. Mm-hmm. But the other side of that is just to really encourage the children. Don't discourage them because you're fearful that they might not make it in what they really want to do, because you don't know when that time will come when they will. It might be right away. It might be later on in life.
Okay.
But I'd say put those drawings up on the, refrigerator. I once had my godchild when she was 5 as a guest artist in one of my exhibitions, just kind of sweet things like that, and let them learn about that is a possibility. What we all do is a possibility. And
right.
We wouldn't have the creative talent or the desire if it wasn't God-given.
Amen. Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Well, I want to go also talk about, what was your first award for? Because you've received so many.
Oh, you know what? I thought about that, and I said, well, I should honor the fact that my first one-woman show was in 1977, and it was at Inner City Cultural Center where I took acting and dance, and I had my first exhibit there, and then they gave me a community award called the Golden Brush Award. Now, they just made that up for me.
Wow.
What's Golden Brush Award? I don't think there's ever been any other Golden Brush Award that, but for me that was my first award. My first really official kind of an award was YWCA Silver Achievement Honor, which is in 1997. So that's that big where everybody comes, sits around tables and pay $100 just to be there, but in a big room, probably about 800 people. So that was my other kind of an award, my first other kind of official award, I would say. But in literary arts, I believe it was in 1994 or something like that, I received the Coretta Scott King Honor.
Oh, that was
which illustrating a children's book on Dusky Island, on the Gullah Islands. And that was my peacock day. Yeah, definitely. And unfortunately, it's a male peacock because the women don't have the beautiful feathers, right? Yeah, but that was
like that. I like that expression. That's very creatively said. It makes you vividly see you just prancing around with pride.
Exactly. You see it, right? That is proud strut. Yeah.
Yes. And
right.
you should.
And you deserve to have that proud strut too, sister.
Thank you.
And I want to. Speaking of awards, you won a Trumpet Award. Now, how does it feel to be a Trumpet Award winner?
That is an Oscar for civil rights. So many people, unfortunately, don't know about the awards. This year is the 19th year. But if you look at that history of that award and Zenona Clayton and who was involved in everything civil rights, very close with King